Hello and welcome to EFA, that is Engineering for All. In this lecture, we are going to start with the adders, subtractors, and comparators in combination circuits. That is, we are going to discuss the types of the combination circuits one by one. Okay, so let us start with the first one, that is the adders. So when we talk about the adders, it is a type of the combination circuit which is responsible for adding two binary numbers. Okay, so adders can be of two types. First of all, so first one is the half adder and second one is the full adder. So what is the half adder? So half adder is a combination logic circuit with the two inputs and two outputs, and this is a type of circuit which is responsible for adding only single bit numbers. Okay, so suppose we are having two numbers, let us say a and b. Okay, so there's a table over here. I will explain you with the help of this truth table. So you are having inputs, that is a and b, and when we have to add these two numbers, there will be two outputs, right? So one will be sum and the second one will be carry, right? So if we look at this block diagram, you can see over here that we are having in this block diagram we are having only two inputs and two outputs are there, that is sum and carry. Okay, so this type of circuit is actually having a drawback, that if we add these two numbers and after that we get a carry, right? So that carry cannot be added cannot be carried forward for addition with the other two single bit numbers, right? So suppose we are having these two numbers 1 plus 1, right? So 1 plus 1, we know that it is equal to 1 0. So 0 comes at the sum place and 1 is actually the carry. So if we are having 2-bit number, in 2-bit number this one would have gone to the other 2 bits for the addition. In that case we will be having 3 number of bits for adding, right? So in that place this type of adder it fails, right? So it is we can say half adder is only usable only if we are having the single bit numbers for addition, like we are having over here. We are having a as a single bit number and b as a single bit number. Okay, so when we are having these two inputs a and b in the adder, so, right, and we are having two outputs sum and carry, so these two bits can have four number of combinations. So we can have either a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0, a is equal to 0, b is equal to 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So let us see one by one these cases, that how these sums and carries are coming. So if we add 0 with 0, so 0 plus 0 will be equal to 0, right? So therefore the sum is equal to 0 and carry is equal to 0. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, therefore sum is equal to 1, and there is no carry generated, therefore carry will be equal to 0. And after that we are having 1 0, so 1 plus 0 is equal to again 1, right? So we will be having sum is equal to 1 and carry will again be equal to 0. Now in the last case we are having 1 plus 1, so 1 plus 1 is equal to 1 0, so 0 comes at the sum place and 1 will be taken as the carry. So looking at this truth table, you can see that we are having two number of outputs. For having these two number of outputs, and if we have to draw the circuit, right? So we need to solve these two outputs separately. Okay. So how can these be solved, or the expressions can be found? These can be found with the help of the K maps, which we have discussed in our previous lecture. But looking at this sum part and at the carry part, we can well imagine that what the outputs can be. So you can see that the outputs are for the sum part, it is 0 1 1 0. So when we are having 0 1 1 0, it actually indicates a logic gate, that is the XOR gate. Okay, so if we want to have the circuit with the sum part, right, so we need to have just one gate, that is the XOR gate, right? So you can see over here that I have drawn a XOR gate, right? So which is into which we are giving the two inputs a and b. Okay, so after that, if you look at the carry part, again it can be solved with the help of the K-map, but this can be guessed over here that this gate is actually the AND gate. So we are having 0 0 0 and 1. Wherever both the inputs are equal to 1, only at that place we are having 1 as the output. Rest all the values wherever there is 0, the output is equal to 0. So we need actually not to indulge into the K maps. In this case we can straight away say that this carry is actually getting out of the AND gate, right? So we should be having one AND gate over here, into which we are giving A and B and C will be the carry, right? So this is very simple to understand just looking at the truth table, that how can we manage to make the circuit, right? So if it is just at the gate level, we can straight away make the gates and we can get the output, right? So this is all about the half adder. So let us move on to the full adder. Okay, so when we talk about the full adder, it is a type of the combination circuit which is responsible for adding more than two number of bits, or we can say at least three number of bits it can add. So how is it possible? Now suppose we are having a 2-bit number, right? So, let us say we are having A and B. A is a 2-bit number and a B is a 2-bit number, right? Let us say that A is equal to 1 1, okay, and B is also 1 1, and if we have to add them, then 1 plus 1 will give us 1 0. 0 is taken as sum and 1 will be taken as carry. On the second level we will be having three number of ones which have to be added, right? So in that case the carry part will come into play. Okay, so when we talk about the full adder, you can see that this is the block diagram of the full adder. We are having two number of inputs A and B, and C is taken as the carry. C is taken as a carry as a third input. Okay, so at the end we will be having two number of outputs. One will be sum and the second one will be carry. Okay, so you can see that if we are having three number of inputs to the circuit, therefore we will be having in total 2 power 3 is equal to 8 number of combinations. So these combinations can be either 0 0 0, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, and so on up to 1 1 and 1, right? So these are taken in the hierarchical order of the decimal numbers. That is, if we take 0 0 and 0, its decimal value will be equal to 0. 0 0 1 is having decimal value equal to 1, and so on up to 7. 0 1 2 3 and so on up to 7. Okay, so after arranging these ones and zeros for A, B and the carry part, we'll be having the output, right? So output can be of two types, right? So one can be the sum and second will be carry, right? So when we are having two number of outputs, this carry is actually the output carry. This is the input carry. This carry is inside the addition part, right? So this is the final carry which we receive at the output. Okay, so let us talk about first of all the sum part. So if you are having 0 plus 0, it will be equal to 0. Again 0 plus 0 will be equal to 0. So there is no sum, no carry, therefore sum is equal to 0 and carry is equal to 0. Okay, after that we are having 0 plus 0 equal to 0, 0 plus 1 equal to 1, right? So there is no carry, only sum is there, right? So therefore the output is equal to 1 at sum part and carry will be equal to 0. Similarly at this point also we can have 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, right? So again we are having sum but there is no carry. Okay, let us talk about the next part. Now in this case the carry will be generated. So you can see that 0 plus 1 is 1, right? So 1 plus 1 is 1 0. So 0 comes at the sum part and 1 will come at the carry part. Okay, so that this one is actually the one which is coming out of the addition, right? So after that again the previous conditions will be followed in this case, right? Here again you can see we are having 1 plus 0 equal to 1, 1 plus 1 will be equal to 1 0. So 0 comes here and 1 comes here, right? So again we are having 1 plus 1 is 1 0, 1 0 plus 0 is again 1 0. Okay, so 0 comes here and 1 comes here. 1 plus 1, now this is important, right? So we are having 1 plus 1 equal to 1 0 and 1 0 plus 1 is equal to 1 1, right? So 1 comes here and the carry the one which is at the carry place will come at this position. Okay, so now you can see that we are having two number of outputs, right? So these outputs, the equations for these outputs can be found out with the help of the K maps, right? We have already discussed in the previous lecture. That is, we need to take the three variable K map, right? At one place we will be having A and the other side we will be having B and C in, right? And wherever we are having ones, we will put these ones in those boxes, and we can after that we can group the ones and find the output. Similarly, if we talk about the carry can be again be found right in the similar manner. So when we talk about these sum and carry, you can see that the sum will be actually right the XOR between A, B and C in. XOR between A, B and C in. The output we will get is A XOR B XOR C in, right? So we will be having one XOR gate which is into which we are giving A, B and C in, and sum will be our output. Okay, on the other hand, when we talk about the carry part will be the sum of three number of we can say the products, right? So this will be AB plus AC in plus BC in. So ultimately we will be having AB plus AC in plus BC in at the carry part, right? So this is the full adder. Okay, so after that, let us move on to the next part, that is the subtractor. So when like we have done in the case of the half adder, right? So we have added two single bit numbers. In this case, we'll be subtracting two single bit numbers. Okay, so first of all, we'll talk about the half subtractor. So when we talk about this half subtractor, right, in this case you can see that we are having A and B as the two inputs, right? So and if we subtract them, A minus B, if we do A minus B, right, so two number of outputs will be there. One will be the difference and second will be the borrow, right, if borrow is required. Okay, so let us say that we are having, again we are having the combination as 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, right? If we subtract like this A minus B, right, so you can see 0 minus 0 has to be done, right? So if we subtract 0 minus 0, output will be equal to 0 and there is no need to take any borrow, so borrow will be equal to 0. Now in the second case you can see we are having 0 minus 1, right? So this number, this 0 is smaller than 1, right? So therefore subtraction is only possible in this case if we take a borrow, right? So it means borrow will be equal to 1, and if we subtract 0 minus 1 out, we know that the output will also be equal to 1. Okay, so here you will be seeing you can see that we will be having difference equal to 1 and borrow will also be equal to 1. After that we will be having 1 minus 0, so 1 minus 0 is equal to 1, so there is no need to take any borrow because this 1 is bigger than 0. 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0 and 0. Okay, so again you can see that this part, right, this difference part is again an XOR gate, right? So we can put an XOR gate and give A and B into it, right? So we'll be having difference is equal to A XOR B. Okay, at the borrow part we'll be having, you can see it is we are having 1 at this position only, right? So this will be equal to A complement B, right? So all the zeros can be ignored, only 1 has to be taken. So you'll be having output at borrow that is equal to A complement B, right? So it means we need a complement of A, right? And that has to be given to the AND gate along with B, right? So at the end the borrow will be equal to A complement B, right? So this will be the circuit. Okay, so you can solve or you can find the Boolean expressions, right, with the help of the K-maps also. That's all up to you. Okay, so next one is the full subtractor. Now in this case we have to subtract three number of bits, right? So the third bit, that is actually the borrow. Okay, so A is the minimum, right? So B is the subtrahend and C is the borrow, right? So in this case you can see we are having A, B and C as the inputs, right? So again we are having two number of outputs. This one is the difference, this is the final borrow. Here B should be there, right? So which will indicate the borrow, right? So let us see that how this subtraction will happen. So you can see over here we are having 0 minus 0 minus 0. So it is 0, the difference is 0 and the borrow is also equal to 0. At the second case you can see we're having 0 minus 0 equal to 0, so 0 minus 1, right? So you can see 0 minus 1 is not possible, so therefore we need to have a borrow, right? So borrow will be equal to 1, and if we subtract 0 minus 1, the output will be equal to 1, right? So this will be equal to 1. Now 0 minus 1 is equal to 1 with a borrow, right? So again we are having a borrow at this place, so we will be having 1 borrow, right? And 1 minus 0 is equal to 1, so we will be having 1, right? So in this way you can complete the complete table, right? So let us take one more example. Let us say this one, right? So we are having 1 minus 0, it is equal to 1. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, so we will be having 0 at the difference and 0 at the carry. No need to take any borrows, sir. Okay, so at the last, in the last case we will be having 1 minus 1 first of all, right? So 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0, right? So after that 0 minus 1 will be there, so 0 minus 1 needs to take a borrow, right? So we will be having 1 at the borrow place, and 0 minus 1 will again give us a difference equal to 1, so therefore we will be having 1 at the difference place also, right? So after that, again if you look at this complete we can say the outputs and you arrange them in the K map, right? So you will be having the output as A XOR B XOR C, right? So you will be having one we can say the XOR gate through which we will be passing all the inputs A, B and C, and ultimately we will be having A XOR B XOR C. So here where the plus sign is there should be a circle circulating these plus signs, right, which will indicate the XOR gate, right? So I request you to please rectify this one right on your own. Okay, so after that, if you look at the borrow part, right, so this borrow part will be having three values, right? So it will be AC component plus AB complement plus AB complement plus BC, right? So this will be our output get which we receive from the K map, right? So and if we turn it into the we can say no, one second, there's a mistake over here. There should be A complement C, right? So A complement C plus AB complement plus BC, right? So this will be our final output, A complement C, right? So again you can make the circuit, right, for the borrow part, right? So in this way you can make the full subtractor. Okay, I hope you have I have made myself clear about the adders and the subtractors. Now let us move on to the next part, that is the comparators, right? So this is very interesting, right? So comparators are those logic we can say the combination circuits which are responsible for comparing two numbers, right? Two binary numbers can be compared. Now those two binary numbers can be either single bit numbers or double bit numbers or triple bit numbers, right? And whenever we compare the two numbers, right, so we know that we can have one of the three outputs, right? So first output, either suppose we are having two numbers A and B, right? So either A can be greater than B, or A can be equal to B, or A can be lesser than B, right? So we need to draw, or we we need to make a circuit, right, which will compare both the numbers, right, and then it will give us the output. Okay, so let us move on to the first type, that is the one bit number. Let us say that we are having two numbers A and B which are made up of single bits, right? So this A is a single bit number and B is also single bit number. At a time this A is having a single bit value, is either the value is 0 or the value is 1. Similarly, either the B is equal to 0 or the B is equal to 1, right? So these type of numbers, these are known as the single bit numbers, right? So now we have to compare them. Okay, so when we have to compare them, right, so let us make a table like this, right? So in this table you can see we are having, first of all, at this side we are having the inputs A and B, right? So A and B are there and they will be having four number of combinations, right? Either they can be 00 or 01 or 10 or 11, so right. After that you can see that we can be having three number of outputs, either A is greater than B, or A is equal to B, or A is less than B, right? So we just need to see that whether A is that what is the value of A in comparison to B, right, according to these three conditions. Okay, now let us say the first one. Now we are having A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0, so you can see that both the values are equal. Therefore we have to put 1 in that place, right, in the output where A is equal to 1 is written, right? So we will be having 1 at this position, rest both the positions will be equal to 0. Now you can see we are having A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, therefore A is greater than B. So therefore we have to put 1 at this position where A is greater than B, rest both the positions will be equal to 0. Now we are having A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, therefore A is less than B. So therefore at this position, right, it will be equal to 1, rest both the positions will be equal to 0. Now again we are having A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, therefore both the numbers are equal. Therefore at this position again we will be having the output equal to 1, rest both the outputs will be equal to 0. Okay, now after making this table, what we will do is we have to make the K maps, right? So how to make the K maps? We have to make the K maps individually for all these three outputs, right? So first we'll make the K map for A greater than B, right? So you can see straight away also you can solve this equation without the use of the K map by straight away looking at where the value of 1 is coming. You can see that 1 is coming at this position and rest all the positions are 0. So at this 1 you can see the A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 0, therefore we can have the output as A B complement, right? So if you want to solve it with the help of the K-map, again you can see at this position we are having the value equal to 1, rest all are 0. So this is A1 B0, therefore it will be equal to AB complement, right? So we are having, first of all, first output is equal to AB complement. Okay, after that we are having A equal to B, right? So A equal to B is A complement B complement plus AB, or AB plus A complement B complement. Now what is AB plus A complement B complement? That is A XNOR B, right? So you can see the output of A equal to B will be A XNOR B. So we will be having one XNOR gate in between A and B for our output, that is A equal to B. Last one is A is less than B, right? So again you can see we are having 1 at this position, right? So accordingly we can see that A is equal to 0 and B equal to 1. So we will be having A complement B, right? So A less than B is equal to A complement B, right? So you can see that we are having three equations, right? So this one is for A greater than B, A less than B, and A equal to B, right? So we have to make the three different circuits, and we have to give the same inputs, that is A and B, to all of them, right? So this is the circuit we have drawn. This one is for A greater than B, this one is for A equal to B, and this is for A less than B. Okay, so this is how you can make the 1-bit comparator, right? And let us move on to the next part, that is the 2-bit comparator, right? So again, when we talk about the 2-bit comparator, right, so we'll be having two numbers, that is A and B, right? So these two numbers will now be of 2 bits each, right? So you can see that we'll be having A, which is 2-bit, and B is also 2-bit, right? So in total we'll be having 4 bits, right, at a time, and out of those 4 bits we have to compare 2 bits each, right? So when we are having 4 number of bits for comparison, right, so the number of combinations will be equal to 16. So you can see we are having 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 and so on. You can draw it, right? Or you can take these combinations in the serial order also, right? So you can say you are having 0 1 2 3 4 5 up to 15, right? And accordingly you can write their numbers, and then you can divide them from within, right? So the first 2 bits will be for A and the second 2 bits will be for B, right? So that will be a I think a better option, and that will be easier for us to solve the example. Okay, so again let us say that suppose we are having A, right? So A is having 2 bits. Let us say the first bit is A1 and second bit is A0, right? So why we are taking this bit as A0? Because this is at the LSB and this one is the MSB. So therefore we are taking their values like this, right? So we are having A1 A0. Similarly we will be having B, right? So B is also having 2 bits, so let us number them. So this first bit is equal to B1, the second bit is B0. Okay, so when we have to compare A and B, right, so again we will be having 3 number of outputs, right? So outputs will be A greater than B, or A equal to B, or A less than B, right? So we just need to compare both the bits. You can see over here that we are having 0 0 at A and 0 0 at B. So both the inputs are 0, both the inputs are equal. Therefore we have to put 1 at A equal to B. Rest both the outputs will be equal to 0. Now this position we are having 0 1 and this is equal to 0 0. So we'll be having A equal to A greater than B. Right? So in this case A will be greater than B. So 1 will come here, rest both will be equal to 0. In this position also we are having A greater than B. So here we are having we can say A greater than B equal to 1, rest both are 0. And in a similar manner we have to fill this complete table. We have to, right, so complete this table in a similar manner, comparing both these numbers, both these binary numbers. Okay, so after that again the same thing has to be done, that is we have to make the K-map and we have to find the equations, that is the Boolean expressions, right, for each of the outputs, right? So this is the first output, this is the second output, this is the third output. Let us make the K-map for the first one. So right, so this is the K-map for the first output, that is A greater than B, and when we put the ones in these positions, right, and we group them, right, and after that, after grouping, we minimize the we can say the expressions. So the output, the final output will be a1 b1 complement plus a0 b1 complement b0 complement plus a1 a0 b0 complement, right? So I will not explain this again because we have discussed this in detail in the previous lectures, right? In which we have discussed about the k maps. So if there is any doubt that how to solve this k map, you can please go to those videos, right? And you can have the detailed explanation about solving these k maps. Okay, so this was for the a greater than b. So let us move on to the next one, that is a less than b. Again we have to put the values like this, and ultimately we'll be having this as the output. Then we'll be having a equal to b. So you can see over here that we're having ones in the diagonal position. So whenever we're having the ones in the diagonal position, right? So the output will be either XOR gate or XNOR gate, right? So if we are having the ones in the diagonal position in this direction, right, in this direction, then the output will be A1 XNOR B1, A0 XNOR B0. Okay, A1 XNOR B1, A0 XNOR B0. If it would have been in this direction, right, this would have been 1 1 1 and 1, and then and rest all are equal to 0. In that case it would have been A1 XOR B1, A0 XOR B0. Okay, in place of XNOR it would have been XOR, right? So but because these ones are in this direction, therefore we have to take XNOR. This you need to remember. Okay, so you can also solve this by taking the outputs, individual outputs, because we have to take the 4 outputs, 1 2 3 and 4, and then we have to add them, and then we have to again simplify, because in this condition the simplification is not possible. Complete simplification is not possible with the help of the k-maps. We just have to make some arrangements to get the final outputs, that is in the form of the special gate, that is the XOR and the XNOR gates. Okay, so after getting these outputs, that is a greater than b, a less than b, and a equal to b, we need to make the circuit. And I've told you that how to make the circuit out of these Boolean expressions. So this will be our final circuit, right, which will act as the 2-bit comparator, right? So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like the content, please subscribe it and share it with your friends and like all the videos. I will be very grateful to you, and please help to boost this channel. Thank you so much.